we get 24. And then if we want to keep checking, we then check if 24 is divisible by 3. We do 2 plus 4 equal to 6. So yes, this is divisible by 3. Okay, and then the last one, what about 7, 3, 1, 5? Okay, so 7,315, is that divisible by 3?
Yes. No, it's not. It is not.
It's not, exactly right. So because we get 16 as our answer, so we're not quite divisible by 3. Perfect. Okay, great. So we can use this method if we've got a number and we're not sure what we can divide it by. We can try this method for dividing by 3. There's actually a method for dividing by 4, a little bit trickier. So because we can divide 100 by 4, so we know that 100 divided by 4 is a quarter of 100, which is 25.
Yes.
We know this. So when you check for a number being divisible by 4, we only have to check the last 2 digits.
Yes.
Okay? So what we do is we take 2 times the tens digit.
Yes.
So 2 times the tens digit plus the units. Okay? So let's take, for example, 325. So we only have to check the last 2 digits. So we only have to check whether or not 25 is divisible by 4. So we take 2 times the tens digit, so 2 times 2, plus the units, plus 5, which gives us 4 plus 5,
Yes.
and this is equal to 9. So that tells us that it is not divisible by 4.
Yes.
Okay? Because this is not, 9 is not divisible by 4.
2 times.
Okay?
2 times 5. Okay, yes.
Now let's try 42. Let's do 44. Okay, let's try this one here. So 7,344. Now to check if it's divisible by 4, only check these 2 digits.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So 20 is divisible by 4. So 44 is divisible by 4. What about this number here, 7,344? Is that divisible by 4?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Just a quick one. So if I do 1,671,044, is this number here divisible by 4?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Because 12.
Yeah, because it's exactly the same. Because it ends in 44, we can see any number that ends in 44 is going to be divisible by 4. Let's try this one. So 3,212. Is this one divisible by 4?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So we know that 12 is divisible by 4, even without having to check that. Okay, what about 4,381?
No.
Is that divisible by 4?
No, because 8 times 1, 8, 16. Yes. 17 is not.
Yeah, perfect. The other thing we can check as well is because this is an odd number.
Yeah.
Okay? So remember that 4 has a factor of 2. So only even numbers can be divided by 4.
Yes.
Okay? Great, perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. So we're looking for whenever we're looking for factors of 4, these are the things we need to check. So we only need to check those last 2 digits, whether or not a number is divisible by 4.
Yes.
If something is divisible by 5, what do we need to look for?
The odd, if it's 0 or 5.
Perfect. If it ends in a 0 or if it ends in a 5. If a number is divisible by 10, what are we looking for?
0.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly right. Cool. So that's our tricks for checking for divisibility by 3 and 4. Okay, sorry about that slight detour. Let's go back to reverse percentages, and hopefully we can use what we've seen now.
Yes.
Okay. So this one, we're going to now start looking at an increase. So we have the price of a car has increased by 5%. So this should say 5%. 5% to £15,500. What was the cost of the car before the increase?
So, 100 105%.
Perfect, 105%. Well done. Great spot.
And then now what we have to do is what we're going to do now is 0.105.
You're really close. Make sure the percentage multiplier, you're going from percentage to a decimal. If you're going percentage to decimal, what are we dividing by?
Divide by 10? No.
Not by 10.
100. Because
Yeah, perfect. Divide by 100. Remember that percentage is per cent. Cent, there is 100 cents in a euro, for example.
yes.
So we're dividing, percentages are out of 100, basically.
Yes.
Yeah? Or cent, century, yeah, 100 basically. Cent means 100. So a percentage is a number out of 100. So when we turn it into a decimal is out of 1.
Yes.
So we're going from 100 to something that's out of 1, so we're dividing it by 100. So to find the percentage multiplier, we do 105 divided by 100.
Yeah.
What does that give us?
1.
So try moving the decimal place with this one. So remember, your decimal place starts here.
1.5.
No, 1.5.
Yes, because over here.
Try this decimal place method.
1.05.
Yeah, perfect. 1.05. Exactly right.
Yes. So.
Yeah, perfect. So it's 1.05 is our answer.
Yes.
Okay? Good. So that's going to be our percentage multiplier.
Yes.
So we have 15,500. How do we find what 100% is?
So
This is 105%.
how do we know what 100% is?
Yes.
So
What do we do?
what we are going to do is we're going to divide it by 5. No, not 5.
Not divided by
Not
5.
5 is going to be this is the ones column, 2, 3. 3 hundreds.
Not quite. So we're finding. So remember, we're defining a reverse percentage here.
Yes.
So we take 15,500 and we divide it by the percentage multiplier because we're finding a reverse percentage.
Yes.
Okay. So this one is maybe a little bit of a tricky calculation, but you can, if you want to use your calculator, that's fine. But we can maybe use so we'd be dividing here.
Yeah.
Is that all right? Why we're dividing here?
Yes, because the reverse.
Yes, exactly right. So we're finding a reverse percentage, so we need to divide.
Zero. 1.05. remove this decimal and then we'll add
So
it after.
it might be a little bit tricky to find this
1,
by hand as
remainder,
per using this method.
45.
You can use a calculator if you want.
I can 1, 5, 1, 5 times 4, no 3, 1, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5 to 15.
So 300.
3, 1.
So we can maybe do one more.
Yes. Add 3, 1, 5 to 0.
This should be 5.
Yes. So
Sorry, yeah, good.
4, 10. So that's gonna be 4.
Not 10, so remember 0 and you're carrying 1.
Yeah, so 20.
So what's, yeah, 420.
20.
Good.
420, so it's gonna be 4 remainder. 30.
Yeah, think about where that remainder is going.
35.
So I think we need to be a little bit careful with the place value here, because we're moving these quite far along. How can we do this? So the 1 should be lined up with the 1 here.
Oh,
The
yeah.
4 should be lined up with the 5 here.
Yes.
I think maybe trying to do this method would be quite tricky.
4.
Yeah, so 4 is lined up there. So we move the 45 over here. So now we have 35 on the remainder here. So it's 35
Yeah.
on here. So now we're doing 1.05 into 355.
Remainder.
It's not going to be 3. This is 1.05.
No, I'm gonna add the decimal place after.
No, so it's. I think maybe if we try and do it without the hundreds,
Yes.
that might be helpful.
Okay.
1 and then we have 4. Yeah, because then 1, and then you have the remainder. So this 5 is then divided away. And then you have 4 going into this 5 here. So this one is divided away. I think trying to do it as the bus stop is going to be quite tricky because they're both quite large. We could try the long division method.
How?
Have you seen long division before? So if we do, so we have 1, 5, 5, 0, 0.